One, two. Love you, Divine Tarot, and you. Happy birthday to Taurus, bless Taurus. Oh, happy birthday to Taurus, sexy Taurus. Oh, happy birthday to all of our lovely and handsome and sexy, and don't ever forget highly inquisitive, sometime nosy Taurus. Happy birthday is for you and only you. Taurus, only you can do the things you do. Girl, man, sir, bye. Your cake is safe. You are not going to die. Some of you guys, I don't know, it's something about when you picked up this cake or something of that nature. Some skepticism is going around up in regards to your cake. Taurus, your cake is safe, okay? Yeah, that's not for every Taurus, because you guys remember this is a general read. But those of you who are looking at that cake through the side, why y'all make me laugh till I cry? Taurus, you guys are side-eyeing the cake. Oh my goodness, you like, listen, you like, dying ain't in my fate, okay? And that's true. Taurus, your cake is safe. You guys got me cracking up. But Taurus, make no mistake, you guys are a very important, valid, precious, key component to this whole divine plan. All right? On this beautiful divine planet Earth. The higher realms made that word planet so you will know that you are planned. And don't you forget, the last two letters is ET, because the higher realms are saying that is until the end of time, the Earth's timeline. And the higher realms also say to let you guys know that you have been living all the time the ET way. And what does that mean? E, executing low vibe energy, and T, transmuting it into high vibe energy. A lot of you guys have been such a spiritual service living this way amongst everyone, every day. A lot of you guys have been really inserting yourself in places and spaces where it's much needed, to sever, the good, in those places is what I'm seeing. Yeah. One well-known thing that you guys did, and it's going on, it rains on for years and years, and something about this male component may be passed on. He rest in peace, but he used to be very argumentative towards his significant other. The higher realms are showing me once upon a time in your life, and some of you guys were probably like 23 to 25 or something like that. It was someone that you guys knew, a female, but the male was very combative and argumentative and, quite frankly, scary, right? And you guys intervened in such a way, and that really made a difference in everyone's life, and that male who's no longer here, it made a difference in his life all the way. A lot of you guys intervene in such a way you may not have known that, your input had a lasting effect, because a lot of people don't even think that there's a level of respect out here. But you guys did something that was so, significant and clear. You guys intervened in some type of way, and that showed a lot of respect for what they had going on, and it showed a lot of respect for how you approach a situation in a peaceful manner in that way. So you guys exercise that ET energy, so freely that day, and quote unquote, this female and male will never forget you, after that day. Some of you guys can remember it, some of you guys can't. Like I said, let me say 23 through 26 years old, because I see them, deep in an argument, and I'm Taurus, you guys you guys are phenomenal. Great job. You step in when vital necessary. You know what I mean? And you guys observe when it's vital necessary. And you guys poke your nose when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, that's a interesting trait you guys have. Like I said, you guys are a real important key component, a precious component, a key component to this whole divine plan on this beautiful divine planet Earth, okay? And the higher realm was to appreciate you and applaud you for also, taking the time out to live in the ET way, executing that low vibe energy and transmuting it into high vibe energy, because energy will just redefine itself. You know what I mean? And that's what you guys are a part of. And the higher realms also would like for you guys to know that life is, your soul's mission, and a lot of you guys have really been on that mission. Even though you have a lot of competition, a lot of $500 hats on those 50-cent heads in competition with you guys, a lot of dressed up garbage cans. And they can kick cans, quite frankly, but the bottom line is they are in competition with Taurus, and you're on your soul's mission. So the higher realms have employed something inside of you so beautiful, and it's called your intuition. And the higher realms want you to trust your intuition, because once you trust your intuition, you can begin to see without sight. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't even know why the blind man or woman can see, and why they walk down the street so confidently, things of that nature. So, yeah, the higher realms want you guys to definitely trust your intuition, because your intuition, it actually keeps you guys spiritually tethered to this beautiful thing called the spiritual GPS. And the higher realm said that GPS stands for the gods, or your guides, or God pointing you to your next step of origin. And that acronym for STEP is STEP, which is a solution to every problem. So what this simply means is you guys were born fully loaded, like a 6-inch burl 9mm fully loaded with hollow points. However, not quite knowing which way to shoot, okay? That's why you hear everybody coming down here saying, oh, what came first, the chicken or the egg? They really want to know, the chicken or the egg? All right, the higher realm is saying, fool, it's the thought. That's why you got to keep your thoughts, pure and clean, right? Because it is the thought that comes first. It's what a woman thinketh, what a man thinketh, right? Because it was a thought that came first, So that's what the higher realms want you guys to know. But the higher realms also have, because you guys were fully loaded, you know what I'm saying, upon birth, the higher realms would like for you guys to also consistently be tied in, so you can constantly know your spiritual worth. That's why the higher realms created numbers, signs, and synchronicities to communicate with you guys, throughout your different experiences and realities, right? So the higher realms created number signs and synchronicities, which is your birth date, expiration date, and all the little DNA codes in your body. And some codes are on your body as well that, have a valid meaning as well. Yeah, definitely. I'm talking to somebody who really have to have long nails, or long nails is significant for you guys. It's something about the long, elongated nails. It has something to do with you guys, because the nails are on your hand. It has something to do with you guys spending a long time, working. It represents something about, lengths of work, hands-on work. A lot of you guys is what I'm seeing. So those of you who have long nails, it's a spiritual significance to it. And so constantly tap in with oneself. You guys constantly meditate so you can know exactly what you spiritually equate. But the higher realms is showing me that, those long nails simply say that you guys are really hands-on, for a long length of time. That's why a lot of you guys, you may have long-term friends, long-term, people that's in your presence, or you like to, really spend lengths of time with people and stuff like that, where that's what I'm getting. The higher realms is showing me, like a length of time. You hear me? Where me, I'm guilty. I'm definitely a Virgo, September 1. But the bottom line is, it's like, my nails are definitely cut short. So I see what the higher realms are saying. I like to keep it short and sweet. Okay, I love you. Bye. Virgo, we put the go in Virgo, but nevertheless, Taurus, yeah, you guys, the higher realms are showing me a specific Taurus who like long nails, because you guys like spending long lengths of time with people, and you still for that nature, okay, is what I see in every way. That's interesting. I don't know, you guys. The higher realms is pointing out specific Taurus right now. Now this is a specific Taurus. The higher realms is showing me different things so you guys can identify. Someone has, I know this is strange, but I gotta say what it's showing me. You guys have discoloration in the skin. However, on the bottom area, on your backside area. So, in other words, your bottom cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a different color than the other cheek. One is lighter than the other, and that is significant for a lot of you guys to recognize. Ooh, yeah. So that is another thing, and that's another sign. So you guys have number signs and synchronicities is what I'm getting. A lot of you guys have the any navel, because the higher realms is saying that. A lot of you guys have that. Okay, I see you guys have the birth mole near your navel. Now this is crazy because I've never seen this in my life. Someone has two birth moles near the navel, like beauty moles near the navel. Some of you guys have one on each side is what I'm seeing, or something like that, or top to bottom. It's weird. So yeah. And I'm talking to a Taurus that has a lot of hair on their body. They're very hairy, whether it's, male or female. But seeing a female, it's like a kind of hairy body or something of that nature. Yeah, you guys even have hair like on your back. You know what I'm saying? Like different, where it's visible, okay? Because we all have protective, hairs on our body. But the bottom line is the higher realms is pointing something out here. Now, I'm talking to Taurus who has that, not the big toe, but the next toe is is elongated than the big toe. So I needed to share that with you guys. And then some of you guys have an injury on the right toe foot. So that's what I'm talking to as well. And a lot of you guys had to, and some of you guys might be still wrapped up with that toe, but it was recently wrapped up because of some type of injury or toe work or something of that nature. Yeah, and I'm seeing it has a lot to do with that pinky toe on the right side. So a lot of you guys got your foot, covered up in that wrap, like a little foot cast. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for my Taurus. Nevertheless, I'm going to try to move on because the higher realm say you guys got a lot of things going on. And before we do, let's get down to this number, signs, and synchronicities. Now, your birthright number is 5-2. When the higher realms are speaking to you through your birthright number 5, the higher realms are saying, ooh-wee, you guys are a game changer. And a lot of you guys are multidimensional spiritual beings because number 5 is a multidimensional spiritual number. That means that you guys are receiving positive change from every dimensional level. And so shall you, as you receiving it, you shall also give it to the world. So a lot of you guys are, when you come into a situation, I don't care whether it's marriage, love, if you guys are sitting somewhere for 2 minutes, you didn't change the whole dynamic of energy atmosphere. Some of you guys can come in a whole business and say 2 words, and next thing the whole business got a different level of coffee sticks or something, or specific straws or something of that nature. You guys have made a whole difference just that fast, just by opening your mouth and your presence being known because of this birthright number 5. And a lot of you guys need to know that because of this number 5, it has a lot to do with positive change, even shmoney in this dimensional level. So a lot of you guys will receive some shmoney on your beautiful day because of this number 5 in every way. And a lot of you guys were the people that, was very unique when I was coming up. Because if I was to, a lot of you guys, no matter who house you grew up in or you spent time in, they had those bottles of change around because that's what you guys were. That's your birthright number. That's what carries and follows you. So you guys had bottles of change. If it wasn't bottles of change, it was a drawer change, a bag change, something with change in it. You guys had a little plastic with change. You had a little change going on in there because of your birthright. You always had it. Now, some people like myself, you would never find it. If you were coming up with me, you wouldn't be able to find bottles, bags, no. I'm just trying to tell you what's real. So, anywho, you guys the ones I used to be mad at. I'd be like, dang, what they gonna do? Let's spin them, right? Let's spin those quarters down, nigga. What's wrong? Why they bottled up like that? Set them free. Set them free to me. Anywho, Taurus, that is you, your number 5 birthright. You're multidimensional spiritual beings. A lot of you guys are sitting here to bring positive change from every dimensional level, and you shall receive it. And for your birthday, you shall receive some pocket change, okay? Which will definitely make a change. Now, this number 2 is so significant for you because when the higher realms are speaking to you guys through that number 2, the higher realms is knowing that you guys pray. A lot of you guys pray. A lot of you guys who think you don't pray, somebody done prayed up. You guys are living prayers. So that's just that. Because a lot of you guys out here helping people and doing things and not even asking for anything in return. So that means you are living prayers. I can't make it up. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is through this birthright number 2 of yours, Taurus, the higher realms is saying significantly that the higher realms highly favors you. All you have to do is look in the mirror. You'll see everything on your body that equate of the number 2. You got 2 feet. Yes, you do. You got 2 arms. Yes, you do. You got 2 ribs. You got 2 eyes. And they're both the same size. Oh, my goodness. So you guys, you are highly favored. And the higher realms are saying just as sure as it takes 2 hands to form a prayer, the higher realms are saying whatever Taurus is praying for is already right there. You know what I mean? That is it. That's why I say ask and it shall be given, because the higher realms already know you're living. So it's going to be right there. You hear me? Did I start out on mother give you some butter? That's going down. So Taurus, that is your birthright, 5-2. Now, when you add them together, you have the beautiful number 7. So that means a lot. The higher realms want you to get your rest through that number 7. Because the Sabbath day, the higher realms said the 7 is a Sabbath day of rest. The higher realms created the whole world, and on that Sabbath day was rest. So you guys must at least get 7 hours of rest. Why? Because your body is asleep. However, your spirit does not rest. Your spirit is busy. You hear me? That's why when some people go to sleep, they wake up more tired than they went to sleep, right? Because they have not found the equilibrium rhythm, okay? So you have to have balance in that way. So the higher realms are saying, please, at least if you going to play with trying to sleep 5 hours here and 2 hours there, the higher realm said at least take your whole birthright number and try to get at least a full 7 hours, okay? If not, the 8 in every way. And the higher realms are saying through that number 7 birthright that you guys are highly connected to that 7th level of heaven. So that makes sense because you guys are multidimensional spiritual beings, and 7-2 is a multidimensional spiritual number. So that means a lot of you guys, your name is of 5 to 7 letters, okay? Because of the dimensional level that you guys are of being. I cannot make this up. I cannot. It just is what it is, all right? But the higher realms want you to notice these things because, again, you are planned, all right? This did not happen by circumstance, accident, or coincidence, okay? It's because the higher realms planned you in every single way, all right? So don't you guys ever give up on yourself, because yourself is your wealth. And you are planned and highly favored. Now, the higher realm said with that number 7, make sure you guys are being patient with others. And some of you guys, you've been accused of being too patient because 7 has a lot to do with patience. Because, again, you're connected to that 7th level of heaven. So a lot of you guys do have a certain level of patience in which you're supposed to because you exude 7 vibration and frequency. But the higher realms are saying, through that number 7, to expect nothing less than the best from your birth, from your lifetime here, okay? Why? Because the higher realms are saying you will overcome all of these obstacles that you guys have been praying about, all right? You will overcome these obstacles and you will realize success, all right? The angels are sending you guys everything that you need, at this time, because the higher realms are saying the angels are happy with the choices you've made in your physical form along your spiritual journey. A lot of you guys have some difficult choices to make in order to make this. Because see, that multidimensional change, you have to, like I said, have a clear mind in order to make the decision. And that too has a lot to do with you guys making decisions. That's why I say imbalancing things out. So the higher realms are saying all the time that you will overcome these obstacles and realize success because the angels are happy with the choices you made in your physical form along your spiritual journey. So you guys, great job. And you must realize, great job. All right? I can't make it up. So what I see here, Taurus, is a lot of you guys are faced with a lot of triggers here. Triggers. A lot of you guys have been triggered, okay? And triggers are like emotional landmines. They are hidden in plain sight and can be anything from, anniversaries, birthdays, to certain sounds, smells and things of that nature. Things of that nature. For victims, a lot of you guys have this unresolved trauma. So for a lot of victims of trauma, especially emotional, physical abuse, triggers can be tricky, right, to navigate. And they're telling you guys to prepare for particularly, as distressing experiences are often, shut off from our awareness for us to better function day by day. A helpful way to identify triggers is to become more and more aware of the interplay between body, mind, and feelings. All right? I can't make it up. Yeah, it says here, if one or the other is out of sync, you will notice some form of unease, perhaps feeling fearful or behaving erratically or physically, some type of physical discomfort. Yeah. Noticing these different energies, okay? And especially what sounds, what's actually surrounding them, the smell, the atmosphere, whatever, the events, the words, the behaviors, they are very crucial in identifying and working through your triggers, okay? So reflect on times. They want you to reflect on times today that you have experienced sudden, unexplained shifts in feelings and behaviors, okay? And they want to ask you guys, what were you surrounded by? And what underlining processes or past experiences may have set it off? What defiant, sorry about that, you guys. What defense mechanism did it engage? All right. So that is your mission for the day, because a lot of you guys will be triggered. You have that to answer, because a lot of you guys are waking up a spiritual, with a spiritual, joyous heart today, and a clear mind, because it's your day. And Taurus, I meant to say, there are only 2 days you guys don't have to worry about. Please don't ever forget this. That's yesterday and tomorrow. Why? Because yesterday is history, and what? Tomorrow's a mystery. Your day is today. And they want you guys to know that because you guys are waking up today with joy in your heart and clarity in your mind, this is an amazing affirmation to help you start your day feeling energized, okay? The affirmation is, make a conscious decision daily to have a great day, okay? And the affirmation that they are telling you guys to do is just constantly remind yourself that you're waking up with joy in your heart and a clear mind, okay? This will keep you guys feeling energized no matter what. Because like I said, there's going to be some triggers today. And these triggers are coming from whoever this thing is, all right? with this bank account drama they got going on, whoever they are, they're very toxic, okay? You are trying to experience a whole new vibe with a whole new person. You guys are hoping for a whole new beginning because you already caught this person. You already caught them red-handed. You ready to set the record straight, and you're trying to tell them, listen, get the step, and you have no credit here. All right, you have no credit here. I've already experienced your toxic atmosphere. All right, and this person is coming to you with, other issues because they're toxic. And this person is, quite frankly, in their feelings. They're feeling depressed and they're trying to be a bugaboo. And you trying to run away from all of it because you don't want to hear it, Taurus, is what I see. I see it so clear. Quite frankly, a lot of things are already falling apart for this person. Like I said, I don't know, Taurus. I'm seeing somebody that's not really sexually protecting themselves, okay? I'm seeing this in every way. That's why a lot of things are falling apart, and they're not being cautious at all. You know what I mean? About what they're doing. So, yeah. So, I don't know what else to say about that. Some of you guys know they already, what I'm trying to say here. Yeah, you guys already know, because like I said, you found them out. You already know what they're about. So just know that they're also not making, well, see, you already know that, Taurus. I don't even have to tell you guys too much about this person, but quite frankly, you guys caught them red-handed. The bottom line, this person, it has become, a upfront H word, a hater, at this time, a hater of progression, a hater of positive movement. And I don't like using that word on my channel because I try to avoid saying it, but I'm going to say it for you guys because this is real. It's something that you guys need to realize, because this hater is trying to trigger you guys because they are a hater of forward progress movement. They're a hater of seeing someone elevate, So, because they know that they do not equate, all right, with your energy. Wow. And your brain state. I'm getting it, trying to keep their composure because they have so much massive exposure. Let me see something here. You got to read between the lines with this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here, and they may have moon sign of Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, but the bottom line is, you got to read between the lines is what I'm saying, especially when they are verbally abusive. You guys need to know this person is also in low-key competition with you guys because, like I said, they are that enemy of progression here. And a lot of you guys have prayed to, get through, basically. All right. And now, since you guys have reached a level to be spiritually awakened and spiritually aligned, this spiritual completion is what this is about right now. That's why you found them and caught them red-handed. And that's why things are happening, because of you guys being spiritually awakened and spiritually aligned. And once that happens, you have to spiritually complete the cycle. So a lot of you guys are spiritually completing a cycle here. Yep. Shout out to all the 52s out there, and shout out to all the people that are riding for you, Taurus, that maybe in their 70s, maybe 72. Somebody riding for you that's 52. Things of that nature, okay? All right. You about to pay off all this debt on this car. Some of you guys getting ready to get a new car, loan approved. A lot of you guys really, you're doing it. Debt paid in full is what I see. And I see new assets coming towards you, like this car. This car is so nice. Loan is approved. If you guys need a confirmation, it's here. And that debt is paid off from that car, okay? That loan saved you guys, though. However, it is approved, Taurus. I see some of you guys can be blocked with... I don't know what's going on, but it's a younger reader or something like that may have something to do with blocking you guys here. But you guys will get your justice for this. They were trying to swindle you guys out of some money. So some of you guys may stumble across a younger reader here that's a hypocrite and all the above, and they're just trying to swindle you guys out some money here. But this is crazy because I ain't even know that could be possible. I really didn't know that, okay? Yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, this is a person that works, doing reads and charge people, and they're much younger, of course, and they're also younger than you are, but they're just trying to swindle you guys out of some money here, all right? I really don't like that. And what makes it so bad is you guys don't even know this person from a can of paint like you should, because this person is a ultimate gambler. They have some type of, gamble addiction, but you guys wouldn't know this, right? But the bottom line is, this is what I see. Only thing that could possibly block you guys, not the only thing, but that's the major thing that's showing up here, because they think you guys are a little bit slow. All right. Yeah. Be careful, those who work near be mindful of all of your mail and your packages, okay? And those of you who work for the post office in places like the post office or coffee shops, be mindful and be very careful, because something is being orchestrated behind the scenes, or something is very hazardous and dangerous to your health because of the way it's manufactured. I don't know what spilled into some water dynamic or reservoir or something like that. I am getting what it is. It's something that spilled into the tag. I don't know, you guys. This feels like I don't know. It just feels like it's something dangerous and hazardous, and it's something similar to mercury or something like that got into some water product or something like that, and then the way it's manufactured in the workplace is hazardous and dangerous to your health. That's what I'm getting. And like I said, whoever work at the post office or the mailing place or mail rooms of that nature, and like coffee shops, okay? And let me see. Yeah, and some spots of well, I can't say some, but plumbing is significant. Those who work in those areas of construction, plumbing, something is hazardous that's going to hit that workplace. I don't know what it is, and I just want to tell you guys. And I don't know. It's like it's trying to show me, and it's weird. It's something that hit the what did I get? I got reservoir in the water, like reservoir in the water, something of that. Something is very hazardous, and somehow it's being manufactured continuously through the mail and through different products, and it is hit maybe the pipelines of different coffee shops. I don't know, you guys. These messages are hard, so the bottom line is I'm trying to give it out to you guys in a peaceful manner in which it doesn't, highly alarm you guys, but this is something that the higher realms want you to pay attention to. How you're operating around these. Look at the water in the pipes. Look at a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. And like coffee shops is significant, and like I said, post offices are significant at this time. Yeah, the mail place, the place of packaging. A lot of you guys may receive, a package that contain or is manufactured by a specific workplace that works, near the body of water. And I'm getting reservoir. I got reservoir, but it could be, rivers and stuff like that. But I'm getting reservoir, and it has a lot to do with, oh man. Yeah. So, daggone it. And I don't like to be the party poop, but you guys know that you have to give the message. Something has infiltrated how the coffee beans, how they're grown or something like that. Something about the water. So something has I don't know, they're saying formaldehyde or something. The coffee, formaldehyde. You guys, I don't know. Let me see something here. Let me see. Well, that's what it is. And I don't know how, to tell you guys. Because like I say, when I get these downloads, I don't know what's going on. Just pass it on. And some of you guys are getting them fresh downloads. These are fresh. So I had to look it up to see what they were talking about. So now I'm going to pass it on to you guys as well. Okay, Taurus?